some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah, hope I get away with it. Oh, the doo-dah day.
Hey everybody, welcome to Last Man Standing. I'm not Dan. I'm Joe Dog. How's everybody doing? Just a little swap up tonight. Ew, can't talk. Let's go ahead and get Dan in here. He's the master of the soothed velvet voice.
Hey folks.
But now you brought in the fair sex as well.
I see that.
Yes. Well, and we're hoping.
Did I just make Dan speechless for a second?
Beauty always makes me speechless, dear.
The Woodsman dude called him Joe Dob.
Joe Dob. Well, I guess that's better than Joe Bob.
Keep him.
Dan, you see my new subtitle, don't you?
I don't understand the acronym, but I think I got an inkling of the amount of volcanic fury that is seething under your surface there.
Yeah. It stands for head, asshole, in charge.
I was doing the IC. I was trying to come up with something for my interstitial cystitis that would work with that because that's IC. I might work on that yet.
Yeah, and Thesis should be with us later on this evening.
Foxy's in the chat.
Foxy's in the chat. Thesis may be either eating supper or not home yet or just not prepared. And then Emily might be with us later on as well. It's a little early for her to be home from work, and we'll
work all that out.
Yeah. Events will eventuate eventually.
So there's Daniel. I don't know who Daniel is, but welcome, Daniel.
Mm-hmm. He's been showing up a lot lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been not showing up a lot lately.
You'd be all right.
That's because the Hallowcon guy has me working my ass off.
And where's the surprise in that particular development?
No, there is not.
That's
So,
why I go Army. Never volunteer.
Hmm.
I got a question to ask Daniel. If he knows a Derek berry, which is, pretty much spelled, I think, the same way.
Well, Daniel, speak up.
Yeah. If it is, I would love to get Derek to Hallowcon. Since we serve the wobble pop all day long.
Okay.
Dan,
You
you know what wobble pop is, don't you?
No, you got some explaining to do, Lucy.
Pick
Okay.
that can up again.
Oh, sorry. That's my counterweight for when I'm playing frisbee.
or
Of course,
chunking a
usually in the left hand.
But
or chunking a pumpkin.
yeah, But
I
Dan-
don't know about pumpkin chunking. I'm not sure about that. My shoulder might not hold up for gently wafting styrofoam across the courtyard.
Oh, there's grudge match going on this year.
I know. I'm staying out of the way.
hey, I really hope it's a windy day because that just all strategies out the window.
Well, all you got to be doing is talking, Joe Dog, and it should be a windy day.
Hey, at least I don't talk as much as some people.
True.
Whoa.
Oh,
Hey,
hey, Joe.
Joe.
I don't talk that damn much.
No, you just smirk and then come in and hit the home run.
I have no idea what you mean. I am a sweet, innocent angel.
I've met your wife.
I met both of you.
Well, yeah, we just saw you guys, 4 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And
There's
happy
the
birthday,
birthday
to
boy.
you.
Happy birthday,
There's the
Happy
birthday
sister.
boy.
birthday.
Thank you.
So it's what, 26 now?
Not quite.
Oh, you just turned 25. Okay.
I figured he was in with his triple mirrors doing some singing.
No.
I'm
It was
sorry, but that dude does look so much like you. Especially that evil look you've got right now.
Oh, the guy that does Bohemian Rhapsody in the mirrors?
Oh, we haven't seen that one. Or was that the first one I posted? I posted a couple of them. No, the first one was Grease.
Okay.
I was sort of hoping Zach would pop in because I got a question to ask him.
The night is still young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It seems that I don't know how true this is. It's just from stuff that I'm catching from around. SpaceX donated 500 Starlink units for the hurricane disaster in North Carolina.
Yeah, I saw there was saw something online about some group was rolling in with a whole crap ton of them.
Yeah. They handed it over to, the emergency services to distribute out. Elected officials have them at home, and one elected official has 2 units set up at his house.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, really?
And Elon is not happy.
Oh, I can imagine.
politicians can't live with them. Can't introduce them to a guillotine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's changing the way Starlink will handle disaster relief. That they will be actually handling the distribution of the units to people.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of private groups that have been buying them and setting them up with some of the like EMTs and
Yeah.
rescue workers, and they'll just put them on a 4-wheel drive and get them up someplace inaccessible by anything else except a helicopter, and set them up and put them on so anybody with a cell phone can use it as roaming.
Yeah.
And
There was there's a YouTuber, goes by Cletus McFarland.
yes, I saw that with his own. He took his
On
brand
helicopter.
new helicopter up there.
Yeah.
Was dropping off supplies.
He did an interview with Dale Jr.'s network, and he literally started crying, saying he had a Starlink that he would fly up, set up long enough for people in the area to call family to let them know they're okay. Yeah.
There was a fellow from Texas who was trying to fly, drove a bunch of supplies up closer, was trying to go with a helicopter pilot he knew to drop off supplies. And one of the people in the fire and rescue where he was trying to get to threatened to arrest him if he landed his helicopter.
I think that was actually the fire chief.
Yeah. He said, "You're hampering my rescue efforts." And yeah, and then just afterwards, the fire chief got a temporary flight restriction over the area, which shut down all the private helicopters flying in and out.
Yeah, let's just hamper everybody trying to do good deeds so you can
call yourself the hero.
Yeah. And the thing is, this guy has he was only 400 votes away from being a congressman in Texas. And they're having a recount because it was only 400 votes that he lost by. He said, "I don't really want to do this, but, it's that close. Anything could happen. I could lose by more. I could lose by less. I could have actually won. We'll see."
But yeah, the private helicopter people were flying up there on their own dime, flying that stuff in and out.
Uh-huh.
And then, this fire chief wasn't getting the credit, so he shut it all down.
Well, let's give him
they do need to, though, coordinate with each other. So, in a way, I can see the fire chief's point. But on the other hand, he needed to be a little more even-handed about it.
From what I saw, the helicopter pilots were coordinating with everybody they could.
Yeah.
Okay.
And airports, filing flight plans, everything. And then this fire chief goes, "Y'all making me look bad."
Well, now you look even worse, buddy.
Yeah. Well, he also
really makes people look really, really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Arrogance is not becoming on anyone.
Yeah. Well, the guys that he was flying in and out to said, "Go get him, bring him back. I'll make sure he doesn't come over here." He goes, "No, I'm going to get my son. I'm going home." Yeah.
Don't blame him.
But yeah, it shut down all the private helicopter people.
There
So
was
did you do anything fun today, Thesis, for the birthday?
Work.
That sucks.
Sounds like a lot of my birthdays for the past 50 years, but
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's right. First week in November, it'll be my first birthday as a pensioner.
You're going to be a year old. Do we have to get you a smash cake, Dan?
No.
Because I was going to say we're going to see you the week
birthday?
before.
When is your birthday, Dan?
Somewhere around election day.
How
Is
many
it in
days?
October?
It's November.
Oh, well, we could have thrown a birthday party for you.
Hey, who's to say we still can't do something for him?
Hey, I don't mind. I can have 2 or 3 birthday parties. Let's see.
I just want to hit him in the face with a cake. I mean,
No, a smash cake is something that he gets to smash.
No.
It's what they give the little 1-year-olds now that they get to smash their own cake, and then they have a different one that they all eat. So we got to get Dan a cake that he gets a smash cake, and he can look like that picture of Johnny Cash in the bushes eating a cake.
Bring me another Smurf.
Oh, yes. The Witzman dude just finished his 6th year as a non-productive member of society.
And his 13th year of Munzie.
Oh. I don't know. Non-productive. I probably got racked up a whole lot of those before I retired from work.
I was thinking the same thing. I've racked up a few of those, and I'm not even retired yet.
Oh.
I plead the 5th.
Yeah, but as a retired person, he's officially non-productive,
Oh, well.
not unofficially.
I went to the doctor today, and they have to go get an MRI done on my back again.
Uh-oh.
Just to keep up with how much is deteriorating. Just so they have
More hours of laying in a rattling tube.
It's not fun.
I know. I've had it done.
They don't have an open MRI to put you in?
It honestly, they don't bug me that much. They really don't. I just close my eyes and
I asked him for a wash rag, and I put the wash rag over my eyes like a blindfold, and I just sort of listened to the rhythm of it and just get into a groove, and next thing I know, they're shaking my leg like, "You okay? You okay?" "Yeah, why?" "You were snoring."
guilty.
Did that interrupt things? I thought, I was supposed to lay still.
The worst was when I
you
had
died.
my MRI before I had my surgery. That was the most horrible thing in my entire life.
Mm.
But they're gonna do lumbar, and so I'm just gonna be laying there like you're saying, Joe Dog. Just lay there and just get into the rhythm of the thunk, 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 thunk noises and.
Yeah. Think of it as dubstep. Yeah, the only reason they stopped to check on me is I was drowning out the sound of the MRI.
I was going to say you were probably shaking it.
You're moving the camera, man.
I did fall asleep. I woke myself up snoring when I had one done on my knee 20 plus years ago before I had my knee surgery. It was like at 6 o'clock in the freaking morning.
Ooh.
Hey,
Because
if anybody tells me that I snore, I tell them, no, I do not. I stayed up all night, didn't snore once.
I own my snoring.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Well, the only reason they were worried about me is because they thought I might have a concussion. Well, I did have a concussion. So if I'd gone to sleep, I might never have woken up.
Mhm.
And what do I do in the MRI? Take a nap.
When I had my knee though done, I was like, I've almost done it. And I just went, and I know that they had to have heard it. But they said they had a traveling MRI back where I used to live. So they would only have it there once, like every 3 weeks. So they had like all day appointments to get everybody in.
Yeah.
So
It was a traveling MRI?
Mm-hmm.
It's in a truck.
It's a semi,
Okay.
yeah.
because I grew up in a rural small area and it helped people that they didn't have to like try to get to the city, either Rochester, because I lived in Minnesota, or up in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
It's like a bloodmobile, only it's
A tube mobile.
it's a magnetron.
Not the green room, Don.
I'm Perfect Angel this time.
This time.
This time. This time.
Gotta
I'm not
love
all
the
the time.
corrections.
This time I am.
Hey, it's your story. You can tell it how you want.
Mm. Oh, Foxy says that's the first. What her first MRI was too, on a semi-trailer type of truck. Carl,
Yeah,
no, not quite that kind.
not quite, no.
That
Yeah.
was bent a little bit more than an MRI.
Especially the one that. Did you see the recently a Wienermobile had an accident? Like literally, it had a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine how bent it got from that. And there's me not being a perfect angel. See, I own it when I'm not.
And I was ignoring it. No, the one they tried to give me one was in a semi also, and got me about half in, and I freaked. Fortunately, what they were trying to do, he had me turn around, and they took me in to about this, and so this much was still out, and did the MRI. After that, I've only had open MRIs, which are really kind of cool.
I have to be careful with them anyways because of the titanium in my neck.
Yeah. This was years after the titanium screws in my knee, so I asked them if my fillings and if the screws in my knee would get hot, and they said, "Well, there's nothing we can do about that. Just holler if it gets too painful."
Not had that happen.
You're trying to see whether or not I've got a life-threatening concussion or any neck injuries, and you're asking me about pain after a car crash.
Well, I found Zach.
Where's Zachy?
I didn't know
In
we
Florida.
lost him.
He's in Florida, and there's a launch at 6:00 in the morning. So Zach's in bed asleep.
Good for him.
I didn't
Finally,
know Zach knew how to sleep.
Every once in a while, the launchers are spaced out just enough he can catch himself a good cat nap. At least that's the way it seems.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to decide if I should video the first meal that I cook on the cast iron stove out in the barbecue grill.
Why not?
It seems kind of egotistical because it's just some redneck hillbilly throwing stuff in a Dutch oven and putting a fire under it. And what if I screw it up?
Well, there are hundreds of videos of people doing that. Ain't none of them doing it on a cast iron stove outside.
Look up Cowboy Kent Rollins. I've been getting a lot of tips. Been getting a lot of tips from him. Matter of fact, I emailed him. I commented on one of his videos and said, I've got this little bitty cast iron stove that I have named after yours because you've been such an influence on people that like to cook outside. No, he's got an actual for real made in the 1800s chuck wagon.
Yeah, that thing's nice.
Yeah, the first one he had was an Oldsmobile. Before they started making cars, they made wagons, and believe me, it shows. I've had an Oldsmobile before, and it was built like a rock, totally
And
solid.
I see Chris Walker in there. Hey,
Get
Chris.
ready for the
Hey,
squid.
Chris.
Hey,
And
Chris.
no, I haven't calmed
Chris.
down yet. I'm just behaving.
Hi, Carrie. Did I say hi to Foxy and Kitty? I don't remember. If I didn't, I mean it. Hi. Or I'll do my Nick. Greetings, 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 greetings.
So Dan, the Witzman dude wants to know: didn't the Louisiana guy get famous doing that kind of stuff? I guarantee.
Yeah. If you hadn't mentioned him, I could have remembered his name. Definitely a 3-beer problem. Unfortunately, that was the fourth one. Justin Wilson. Thank you, Chris. All I needed was one of the names.
I didn't know either of them, so you were doing better than me.
Yeah.
Than I.
Well, I have been asked what it is I'm going to cook the first time on that stove, and I had not made up my mind. I don't know how it's going to heat up, how hot it's going to get, how many coals I'm going to have to put in it, how much actual firewood I'm going to have to put in it.
Damn, that seems like an awful lot of work.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Try cutting down trees and making your own firewood too. Thank God I was
Then
trained for that.
don't do it no more. Prudhomme, which Carl seems to see it's Prudhomme, who I have heard of. I haven't heard of that Justin dude.
Prudhomme, I thought was a race car driver. I'm not sure. I wouldn't know.
Now here you go. This should be what you're trying to say, Don.
Okay, Witzman dude is agreeing that it was Justin Wilson, who I.
As soon as he said Wilson, I knew. Oh yeah, Justin Wilson. That's the one. The Cajun chef. I guarantee. Yep,
Now,
that was his catchphrase.
Have you fired up the stove yet?
Mm-mm.
When you get done, wipe it down with bacon grease.
I have a bottle of grape seed oil, not to be confused with the same stuff that's being made from, I think it's canola. But it goes under another name which equals a rude word, which nobody wants to say. But that was what Cowboy Kent recommended that you season your cast iron pots and pans with, was this grapeseed oil. However, the main drawback to doing that, I can't put a 200-pound cast iron stove in my electric stove in the kitchen and set it on 150 degrees for 5 hours or 4 hours, whatever it was. I can't do that with the frying pans, but
you wipe it down, you light her up, let her burn. Let it shut down, let it cool off, wipe it down, let it burn. You need to do that about 2 or 3 times before you
That all sounds very, very complicated. I'm glad I don't cook.
Gotta
Hey,
season
this
it. Gotta season it.
this is just so you can use the stovetop as a fryer. You don't have to season it just to set pots and pans on, or a grill to put hamburgers or whatever on. You don't have to season it for that, but
Don,
if
he's taking me way too seriously, isn't he?
yeah,
Next thing you know, you guys are going to be talking about cherry wood.
No, you can burn with cherry wood, but you can't cook with it, right, Joe? Joe, but B.
Hell, I don't know.
You could smoke with it, but not
yeah,
as
but it's
good.
really hard to roll.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get my friend from Arizona who's clearing out her mesquite thicket to send me some wood.
Mm. Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, could you imagine, a little box of mesquite wood under the grills on Grillzilla?
Yeah,
Good food.
Kent Rollins recommends if you're going to smoke steaks or turkeys or whatever.
Chris is letting us know that Paul Prudhomme, how do you say that last name? He was a big man, but he is deceased now. And then he sent a picture with him with a bunch of meat, including sausages.
And he looked like Don Bellamy.
Oh,
What,
okay.
Joe?
I've still never heard of him, but
I've heard of him.
Joey, I saw that face, Joey. What's going on?
What?
He was thinking the same thing I was when you said sausages, weren't you, Joe?
And when a man is found with a whole bunch of sausages, there's questions sometimes.
Yes, there is, Sweet Drizzle.
Just saying.
Have you guys missed me, or you're like, damn it, she's back?
We've missed you. I certainly missed you.
6 of one.
Otherwise, there's an awful lot of testosterone in here.
Yeah.
I got you.
Ron, have you seen my new car?
Your new car.
It's the only thing he can afford.
Joe Dog, you do know that there's something I really want to say, but I know that it's super mean and I can't say it.
Go ahead and say it. I don't care.
Wow, it's a car you don't even have to move the seat up in it.
Yeah, I know. I like cars like that. What you get when you marry a midget? I mean, never mind.
He said it, not me.
Yeah.
Haha, I made you laugh though, Joe.
But you get the meaning of the car, don't you?
No.
That looks like the one from the original Men in Black movie, but I can't be sure.
Supernatural.
I was going to say
Supernatural.
Yeah, I was thinking Supernatural.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
It's a 1967 Impala.
Ooh.
Hey, I
never watched it, and I recognized the car.
I don't even watch memes about it.
I didn't know that specific one.
Foxy says, "Don't worry, Joe Dog. I'm probably about as short as you are."
I'm sorry.
Chris says Joe is just more down to earth than some folks. That's one way of putting it.
Exactly.
Chris, that was a low blow.
Oh, no. No.
We're going to lose Aunt Donna. We're going to lose her.
I got Curie that time.
Well, and Curie, who knows, because Curie had the wisdom teeth pulled yesterday. So
Yeah,
who knows
and
what kind of
He's afraid Joe Dog's going to be. Well, no, he's proud Joe Dog is going to be afraid when Kiri is driving around town now. And I thought 285 was dangerous.
Oh, none of y'all are local. There's a traffic engineer. Joe, you probably know who he is. The guy that does the redesign of bad streets video,
No, I'm not familiar with that one actually.
streetscapes or something like that.
That one, no, I actually have not heard of that one.
He did this one of a little stretch of road here in town that people say is dangerous, and there's excessive speeds on this road.
Okay.
Yeah, there's excessive speeds somewhere between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, when there's barely any traffic, that makes sense.
Yeah, and he wanted to come in and do a double bike lane, then narrow the road to 2 lanes. Only problem is during rush hour, it takes 30 minutes to get a quarter mile.
Oh God!
Because of the way the traffic lights are timed, and there's so much traffic.
Ugh.
And people were ripping him up one side and down the other that live here in town.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. I said, if you want to do the 2 lane, go for it, but put roundabouts in, please. I know people don't like roundabouts, but they actually move traffic.
I like roundabouts. I am one of the very few that actually like them. So
I don't mind the single lane roundabouts. It's when they go and do something stupid like putting one of the dual lane in that I will purposely drive down other roads to avoid those.
Or a double roundabout. Those are fun.
Oh, roundabouts going into roundabouts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's one in England. It's called the Magic Roundabout, and I think it's near Swindon is the name of the town, and it's like 8 or 16 different roundabouts clustered together into one of those things that, to my mind, sounds like the definition of something that starts with the word cluster, but doesn't end that way.
I see pictures of it and I go, nope.
And remember, in England, you drive on the wrong side of the road. The steering wheels are on the wrong side of the car, and the girls are really cute.
And all your major turns are to the left.
They're making a left turn.
What was it? It was in one of Douglas Adams' books. He had a character that would just drive up to a roundabout and drive around and around and around till he achieved escape velocity and got flung off in one direction or another.
The first roundabout built in Minnesota was literally, I had to go over it to get to my job that I worked at the time. So I had to be there for the whole construction, blah, blah, blah. So one of my friends who had never been on them after it opened, had never been on one, I took her around it about 3 or 4 times across the bridge, back around, and she's like, oh, okay, I understand. I get it. It was fun.
Yeah. Chris and Kiri are talking about the ones around Chickamauga Dam. There's 2 roundabouts there, one in one area and one in another area. At 2 o'clock in the morning, it used to take you 15 minutes to get through the traffic lights. They put in the roundabouts and you're through the area in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like me and drive around it 2 or 3 times.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
We had a traffic light replaced by a roundabout, which everybody in the county was just up in arms about. They just absolutely hated it. They couldn't figure out how it worked. But the county courthouse had been sitting in the middle of a roundabout a quarter mile before this one for
For over
over 100 years.
Yeah.
And they had no problem with that. It's the same thing. It's just a little bit smaller, and it doesn't have a courthouse in the middle. I thought, you know what they really ought to do is build a model of the courthouse in the middle of the little
I was just thinking the same thing.
Danville,
drive.
Danville only has 3 east-west roads that you can get totally across town. And they decided they were going to build a roundabout on the one just south of us. So they bought up the houses around, cleared it all up, and then decided, everybody voted no, we don't want a roundabout. So they put it down the road at the end of the school entrance, so only they have to fool with it. Because somebody reminded them that we have semis that go east and west on Voorhees Street, and there was not enough room to build a big enough roundabout for a semi.
That has occurred here as well. Matter of fact, there was one semi truck that made it up a 2-foot rock wall across the yard through a statue and almost into the middle of the courthouse before it stopped. And this was back in the 50s and 60s. I'm going, bet that guy didn't plot a route through here again. And then the new roundabout, it looks like they just treat it as a speed bump and go straight over it from all 4 directions. They can't keep that little 2, maybe 3 brick high wall around it in good repair. It keeps getting tore up. But it does have the disadvantage of not being designed for 18-wheelers to use safely.
Mm-hmm.
It's too damn small. Big trucks don't have the kind of turning circle a little car does.
Nope.
But try telling that to the DOT.
The people who wanted to put it on Voorhees Street is like, but this is a good place for it. And they're like, the semi shouldn't be there. And we're like, Voorhees Street has all the freaking factories on it. They're going from State Route 1 across the town on one of the few ways to go, east and west, to the factory. These people are not going to go clear down to 74, around to Lynch Road, back up and around. That's going to add a half an hour.
Really?
in this little town. That's going to add a half an hour to their driving time. They're not going to do that.
They don't get paid by the mile. They get paid by delivery on time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep looking at the damn shopping list. I don't know why.
Oh, what can I say? We have a not very intelligent mayor. Under him, they put a fence with vegetation down the middle of the road in front of the hospital. Now you can only get into the emergency room from the north.
That makes sense.
And you can't turn to the emergency room from the south because there's a fence down the middle of the road.
So you can only get hurt from the north. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I understood that logic.
Yeah. Well, this is the same mayor that sold out to a big medical center, shall I say, and they closed the south part of that road, so now you can't even go up that way to the hospital. So I guess it's all right if because you can't get there from the south now. Anyway,
So again, you can only.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can only
Um,
get there from one route. So if you're in the southern part of Danville, you're screwed. Yeah.
sounds right to
Sounds like
me.
it.
Cluster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were a lot of protests aimed at the county commission and the county government about the new roundabout when it was built, but the county didn't have anything to do with it. Georgia DOT demanded that they were going to put that in, and they put that in. And all the protests and everything aimed at the local politicians were like, we didn't want it either. Uh, talk to the governor. Um, there's so many levels of different bureaucracies operating at the same time in so many small towns and uh, well, I don't want to say small counties, but um, not metropolitan counties that state government just says, "Hey, we're going to do this. Y'all live with it," and then all the local folks are going, "Oh, this is going to get me. I'm going to have trouble getting reelected after this one," and I didn't have a thing to do with it. Sorry, the accent slipped there. Uh, I went into local.
Oh, well, you never know when accents will show up, you know that, Dan, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they just kind of appear sometimes when you have an accent that's hidden.
Oh, when I run into somebody from work at a gas station and then go home, Lindsay goes, "Okay, who'd you meet?" Because I come back talking differently. Um,
Um,
sometimes it's hard to shut the accents off once you slip into them.
oh,
It's like a
there's an
comfortable
update.
coat.
There's an update on the helicopter pilot that was threatened to be arrested. News story. I posted the link into the Stupid O'Clock chat.
Okay.
They actually show the fire official's picture
Uh-oh. Name?
and his name. I'm not going to mention it here,
Understood.
but he was unavailable for interview,
Of course he was.
so he had to have the county manager, blew the smoke screen.
Hmm.
Guess who walks into the county manager's office during the interview and then ducks back out the door?
Uh huh. Oops, camera's rolling.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And she acted like nothing happened.
Ignore the man behind the door.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then they said all the pilots have been invited back because the military is going, guys, we can't get in there. They're the only ones that can get in and out.
Our stuff is too big.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, all the pilots have been invited back to help with the rescue.
huh. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. They said before it was shut down, they rescued over 200 people and hauled in 6 tons of supplies to people stranded in the little helicopters.
Cletus, I think he handled almost an entire transfer truck load of water and
Yeah.
supplies in one day.
Yeah.
He put 60 hours on that helicopter in one day.
Yeah. There's a guy from out Utah that owns a Black Hawk helicopter. It's the only privately owned Black Hawk helicopter
Mm-hmm.
in the world. He's got it, and he is carrying stuff from like the Charlotte area into the airport because he can get it to the airport quicker than the tractor trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Don't have to stop for stoplights.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to have to go down the hall.
All right, go down the hall. I'll run the
Wait,
show.
before you go, I'm gonna head out for the night because I'm being shifted away from the computer.
Mm.
It's okay. It is
See you
okay.
tomorrow night.
Pardon?
See you tomorrow night.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, definitely for the green room. You never know what's gonna come out of my mouth at the green room.
Yeah. And Dan, while you run down the hall, I'll run everything.
Uh-oh.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
You just found that in my...
And since there is no stupid o'clock tonight, just because.
Oh.
Which
Well,
it's not.
Almost the end of the first hour.
Yeah.
All right.
So I will see you guys tomorrow night. I'll see some of you tomorrow morning in the chat for Nick.
I'm doing a show in the morning.
Didn't you know?
Well, you never know with Nick.
There's truth to
I mean,
that.
I did skip out on my 2 shows this week, so
Well, we had a good reason for yesterday because we were supporting BKM.
yeah.
So
And Monday I wasn't around, so
No,
And I
you're
was
always
exhausted
around,
because
but you
y'all
just
put
weren't
me
here.
for Sunday. Sorry, Don. I'm sorry. We talked over each other.
Sorry, Don. What'd you say?
I said, well, I was too exhausted from what y'all put me through on Sunday.
And I said you're always around, but you weren't here.
this is true.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
See ya.
Good night.
Okay.
And Thesis, thank you for liking the video that I shared.
Oh, before I leave, happy birthday one more time, Thesis.
Thank you.
What was I right? You don't know whether to be impressed or laugh. Because it was
Mhm.
good. But the way they did it was hilarious.
That's usually how a lot of those things come across, you know?
Yeah. It's my wife's theme song, Joe.
Oh Lord. What?
What?
I have questions and I don't know if I want the answers. For
Well,
some reason that just scares me.
let me do this. Make sure I got the volume up enough. Okay. I can't play much of it, because of copyright.
Yeah,
But
copyright.
yeah, this is my wife's theme song. I'm sure you heard that, didn't you?
Didn't hear a thing.
No. What was the thing from the good, the bad, and the ugly?
The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's my autobiography.
I am 5'4.5", damn it. That's for Foxy. Hey, one thing about being short, when you fall down, it ain't as far to go.
There's that. Or as far as
There's
get
that,
back up.
but at a certain age, it's still a bitch to get it back up no matter how tall you are.
Especially if you trip over a stair and break yourself like I did.
Now, Joe, I have reached the point to where if I drop something in the floor, I look at it and really contemplate if I ever need it again.
Oh, hell, Joe Dog, I've been at that point for years.
Oh, he's
What?
back. We got to quit talking about him now. Hi,
I
Dan.
had the headphones on. I
Oh,
had
we
the
could have
microphone
tried to get him
off.
to miss.
Oh, yeah.
Notice he
Hey.
doesn't tell us that anymore when he's keeping the headphones on.
Yeah, I know.
And now the dog is scratching at the door trying to get in. She wants me to go to bed just like Carl's cats want him to go to bed. And I said Carl because they seem to be directing him and they don't try and direct Donna. So we know who is owned by the cats.
Well, remember, he is the one with sucker written across his forehead that they walked up to him and said, "Take me inside." And he did. Hi, Rich.
Howdy.
And Joe Dog, tripping over things is no great talent. I've been able to trip over a paperclip on a linoleum floor for about 50 years now.
I trip
Hey.
on air.
I've tripped on perfectly flat concrete.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could be so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be?
It's just me.
I take back my hi, Rich.
Ouch.
And Rich,
Oh, damn.
Rich, I love you so much for that because that's one of my dad jokes. Thank you.
Oh,
What, the theme song to Greatest American Hero?
Yep.
I liked that show.
If they ever did a movie reboot of a show, I want it to be that show, but in a serious way, like the
Yeah.
show was.
Yeah.
Not a total fucking screw
That
up.
was Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch, Dragnet, The Fall Guy. Oh dear God, The Fall Guy is a waste of film. The Fall Guy movie.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember what that one was.
He's a stuntman.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
The $6 million man is a stuntman.
Yeah, well, that was
Yeah.
the series.
no,
I don't know
I'm trying to-
anything about the movie.
Oh, the
Uh,
movie
somebody-
just came out and tanked so bad, it went free to video.
Free to video.
Ouch.
They give
Ooh.
you copies at Dollar General just to get you out of the store.
Well, I
that's
saw the
rough.
trailer and I'm like, no, I'm not watching this crap. No way.
You know, when the trailer sucks, the movie can't be any better.
Pretty much.
The trailer looks like a fun ride. It just doesn't scream Fall Guy. I mean, it's an excellent premise and all that, but it's just not Fall Guy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The
There's
one I hate's when you see a good movie trailer and you go to the movie and realize the best movie was in the trailer.
Mhm.
The
I
best
hate that.
edit of the movie was the trailer.
Or look, Rogue One. Damn, that pissed me off so bad. The trailer from Rogue One, where the girl was on the catwalk and the TIE fighter pops up. It's not in the movie at all. That was the one I was really expecting to be awesome. No, No, wasn't even in the damn movie.
Oh, I could swear when I saw the first ever Star Wars trailer during, I think it was premiere of Tommy by the Who, the movie version. The fight between Luke and Vader from the third movie was part of the first trailer. I remember it so vividly. Even the levitating loop de loop and land and start the fight back up part. Um,
Well, that's like, is it? I'm thinking Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, where Steve Martin's a con man.
yeah,
One of the
Steve Martin
funniest,
and
Steve Martin and Michael
Michael Caine.
Caine.
yeah, one of the funniest scenes are the two of them walking beside a pool talking, and one of them just casually reaches out and pushes an old lady in the pool, and they just go on like nothing happened. Funniest scene in the movie. Wasn't in the movie, only in the trailer.
Yeah,
And then they redid that with was it Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson?
couldn't tell you.
Hadn't seen that or heard of it.
In Pitch Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, it's they did a version that's basically Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, but with those two.
Kitty,
I think, Kitty, I think we women would like it better than the guys would have.
and the guys remember the TV series with mixed emotions.
Oh,
It could
I
have
love-
been better, but it
I
it
love
could have
It
been
was
another
great
season of
cheesy TV.
yeah, it could have been another season of $6 Million Man, and we'd have liked it much better. But
I loved Fall Guy.
The problem
yeah.
is the series.
The guys,
ended
the
before she
guys
was born,
remember
so-
Heather Locklear. That's just all there is to it.
Marky
that.
It was Marky?
Marky Post.
Oh,
Marky
okay.
Post. They were both in it.
The first season was Marky Post, and then she went to Night Court.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they brought in Heather Locklear?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Heather Locklear might have been there as part of the fugitive retrieval crew, but some other woman replaced Marky Post as the person basically handing out the assignments.
Heather Thomas.
Hi, my Jimmy.
That sounds more right.
No, I was saying, I think we women will find the movie The Fall Guy better than you guys did, because we won't be watching it for the same reason you guys are.
Well,
probably not.
It looks like a hilarious bit. Because I didn't realize
it'd have been a great movie if it went under another name.
Mm-hmm.
it would have been a great movie if they didn't try to tie it back to the series.
Mm-hmm.
Even with that name, so anything that deals with a stuntman that is basically going to be getting his ass kicked, the Fall Guy is a perfect, title for it. But it was after my best friend went to go see it in the theaters that I realized it was supposed to be a callback to the old TV series, and I'm like, what? And that made me fear the movie. So I have not had a chance to watch it yet. I probably will watch it at some point in time, just because I am a glutton for punishment.
And I will probably watch it in hopes that the Fall Guy takes his shirt off.
I do believe the trailers tease that.
It is,
and I'm going to find out.
It's going to happen at some point or another.
because I want to say there's a scene where Emily Blunt is basically walking in on him partially clad.
Ooh. Maybe even more than just a shirt off.
Or possibly not even clad at all.
Definitely gonna watch it now.
But,
got this old lady's hopes up.
Ryan Gosling isn't all that.
I want to see it for the movie within the movie. So they are the movies that they're supposed to be trying to film is basically a Dune movie with the serial numbers filed off. But it's also a callback to an actual movie, I believe from the 70s called Metal Storm.
I remember the title of that movie. I don't know that I've ever seen it.
See,
And the same here.
Now, Chris, you and Joe Dog are assuming that we women will be watching because of his acting ability. And that's not why I'm going to be watching it. There are some movies that you watch just for the pure sensationalism, maybe I should say. I'm not sure what word I want to say.
Eye candy.
We
yeah.
did. There was one movie we did, and she regrets ever making it. That was Elizabeth Berkley and Showgirls.
Is that the one with Cher? Trying to remember.
I
No.
don't think so.
Okay, it's not the one I'm thinking of then.
Elizabeth Berkley was a stripper that became a Vegas showgirl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since I got Rich and Joe here and Thesis, I heard a fan theory that just blew my mind.
Oh, God.
The Barbie movie is a sequel to Suicide Squad.
What?
I'm almost afraid to ask you to expand on that, but
At the end of the Barbie movie, Barbie becomes real and goes out in... What?
Why is she Barbie?
I don't know, hon.
Yes.
What?
Missy's got to work tomorrow, and the dog is barking its full head off, so I need to investigate why it's being an idiot.
It's a dog. What other explanation do you need?
I'll be back in a moment.
But in the Barbie movie, Barbie becomes real and goes into the real world. She was a professional. She became a doctor. Harley Quinn was a
She was fine until just a little bit.
And then the mannerisms of Barbie and Harley Quinn are exact identical. And Barbie couldn't handle being in the real world. That's why she freaked out and became Harley Quinn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's actually a better premise than the one they used in Birds of Prey TV series.
I just thought it was cool. And all the Pixar movies are in the same universe.
That
Yeah.
I do know.
Yep. They're also in the St. Elsewhere universe, along with a bunch of other shows. They all happen in a snow globe.
And they
Oh.
know each other.
Damn you, Dan. That damn. Oh, that fucked me up at the end of that series.
Uh-huh.
I guess it did you.
I never watched it.
You never watched Saint Elsewhere?
No,
Oh, it just
I just watched a video of somebody going, it's all tied together into this one thing, and it included what?
Oh
MASH,
God,
Golden Girls,
everything. It was
Mary
just
Tyler Moore, just almost every damn TV show. All of it happened in that snow globe.
in that kid's mind.
Yep.
I mean, I was a kid when it ended, but I still remember it.
Yeah. I sat and I watched. I followed Saint Elsewhere from premiere to series finale, and what a look on that dog's face!
Yeah, I got what I wanted.
You woke him up. Yeah.
Attention!
You get the kisses.
Rich, that dog had the look on his face of hi. Pretty
The
much,
look was like, ah, shit.
no, it pretty much had the look of me the night of the gummy incident.
She's not the brightest, but she's lovable.
Never
You
eat
expect
too
a
many
treat?
gummies at one time.
You expect a treat for waking mommy up? You're lucky that mommy didn't turn you into a fucking slipper.
If you were twins, mommy would have new shoes.
We used to when Bucky was still alive, we used to tease them when they're acting up that they're about to get their names changed to left and right and become slippers. So instead of the squeaky slippers that every time you take a step it's squeak squeak squeak, it's going to be bark 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 bark.
The child in me still wants the Godzilla slippers that roar when you take a step.
Yes.
Even though I know 5 minutes after opening the package, I'd be yanking those batteries out and throwing them through into the neighbor's yard.
The adult in me wants that.
Rich, I do have to ask, is it true you want a pair of smart cars?
Yeah, that way you can roller skate.
One for each foot?
I just want one smart car. And then I'm going to commission something that looks like a giant penny that is going to be put on the back. Because to me, smart cars remind me of penny racers. Where you put the little penny in the back and bolt back and watch it go.
Have you seen the people that are painting them up like the little Tykes cars?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a guy in Valparaiso that has a blue one where the license plate is TARDIS.
It's smaller on the inside.
Well, there's got to be something about those tiny cars because, I mean, I remember back in a day when there were individuals that we'll say had a greater comforts or circumference around their equator than two of me, and they were getting in and out of like these little fiestas and things like that, and I'm like, how? I'm like, that looks like big enough for me to like maybe get my thigh into.
There used to be a Volkswagen Beetle driving around near University of Georgia campus. And the guy had gone so far as to put a big wind-up key on the top. And I thought, dude, with just a little extra work, you could have combined that with a mechanism that made the key turn as you drove down the road.
We have a small car in Danville that has the wind-up key on top, and it does go around when you're
See?
driving.
It is possible. It's not fuel efficient, but it's possible. Oh. But one of the funniest things I saw was the first time I saw one of the Volkswagen Beetles with the Rolls Royce grill. And this is not a custom job. Volkswagen actually made that model for a few years. Or maybe it was only 1 year, but it just looked okay. This is getting needlessly pretentious. The most difficult thing I found ever driving. I dated a girl once that had a Volkswagen station wagon. It had an electrostatic clutch, no pedal. You touch the gear shift, and the transmission went in neutral. Farm boy got used to driving a dump truck, and you just kind of kept your hand on the gear shift. That's not going to get you very far in something when you touch the gear shift, it goes into neutral.
Dan,
Yeah.
I went for 18 years of driving a stick shift dump truck. City got some new trucks with automatics. I almost launched my passenger through the driver's side windshield several times trying to shift gears.
So you have a DeLorean around your place, Thesis?
We do actually, and you can rent it out for like parties and shit. And it's
Cool.
holy. It is so detailed. Okay, we were driving home from work one day, and it was just parked on the side of the road, and I had to go around the block and take pictures because they had the almanac in there. They had cans of 1955 soda in there. Marty's jacket was in there. The button for re-elect Goldie Wilson was in there. And you can rent it out.
They did it up right.
Oh man. I posted the pictures up on my Facebook. It was probably 2 or 3 years ago, but if you go back, you can probably find it. They really
Oh, I found out something about the DeLorean yesterday. You know, in my studying YouTube University, do you know the DeLorean is actually a copy of another car?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I vaguely remember reading that before.
The Bricklin.
I know that name.
The guy that left Ford and created the Bricklin, Jim Bricklin is his name. He almost hired John DeLorean for the car to be the president of the company. It was just $500,000 difference in pay. That's how close he came. After Bricklin failed, John says, "Can I have that prototype? Because I'm starting my car company." The only thing he changed was the nose. The Bricklin had a sloped nose with pop-up headlights. DeLorean had the flat nose with the headlights.
Hey, Dan, pop up what Mike Jimmy had to say.
Yes, I was about to do that. have a pink limo you can run around here for parties and stuff, but it doesn't come with a driver. Seen that thing stuck in tight corners way more often than I'd like to admit. Oh God.
Dan, at one time I wanted to form a limo company. For proms and stuff like that.
Yes.
I would be the driver, and I would hire guys like Joe to be the one that gets out of the passenger seat to go open the back door and escort the people in and out in, the black tie suit.
Okay.
That way they've got a bodyguard as they get in and out of the limo and walk to the prom.
You think I'm a bodyguard? Ooh.
Well, to be fair, somebody's are worth guarding.
Mm-hmm.
Unplanned cities, that's what you call them, huh?
Hey, I don't know that we've got any planned cities over here. They all look pretty damn haphazard to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
here's the link that thesis for the photographs of the DeLorean thesis took.
yeah. See that's the thing a lot of Europeans don't understand. For us, Europeans go, "Oh my God, you drive for 3 hours to get to work?" Many people do, yeah.
No, I've never had a commute like that ever.
But I mean, an average daily commute is an hour. Most of England, you can get from one side of the country to the other in an hour.
Yeah.
I've got to go to work. I got to drive in 3 days next week.
Oh, you poor soul.
Yeah, there you go, Mike Kimmy. 3 hours to get you into Belgium or Germany.
I drove 12 to go back and visit Foxy's family. I drove 12 and a half hours. That'd probably get you to a different friggin' continent over there. Be halfway to Russia.
But yeah, it's when I first started working IT, and I was driving from almost Valparaiso to Lombard, Illinois every day. My commute was at least 4 hours each way. There were some nights that I was stuck in traffic coming home for 6 to 8 hours. Just the trip coming home. And people were like, "You're coming all the way out here?" I'm like, because otherwise I work for a factory job that doesn't pay shit. But
12 and a half hours to get you to Poland from Norway. Excuse me, the Netherlands. I've been thinking about a writer I've got in Norway that I have not heard from in years.
It'd be a little further from Norway.
State of Texas, you can drive all day and not get to the other side.
You can drive. Well, depends on whether or not you need sleep. You can cross Texas in about from the widest points about 30 hours, maybe 35, depending on how fast you go. If you follow a truck driver, it's only about 12.
Well, you heard the story about the Georgia farmer talking to the Texas rancher, didn't you? The Texas rancher goes, "You see this? See all my land out here?" He says, from that mountain to that mountain's mine. He says, yeah, I live in a holler like this. And he goes, well, see that old truck there? I can get in that truck, drive from one side of my ranch to the other and not make it in a day. Georgia Foreman goes, yeah, I had a truck like that once. Ain't that about right, Dan?
That's about right. It was a Ford, I'm sorry to say. Yeah. Well, it had a Ford name on it. It was actually some Japanese thing and imported under a Ford name.
Oh, it was Ford Courier. It was a Mazda.
A little Ranger.
It was a Mazda.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Except it had a crappy engine in it. If it had the rotary engine, I would have gotten a whole lot more use out of it.
It was a Mazda with a Ford engine in it.
Oh, God, that's why.
Yeah, the
No.
Rangers were Mazdas. Remember the Chevy Love?
Yeah.
That was a Mitsubishi. And
There was
Ford
another
Courier-
one that was actually in a Isuzu.
No, that's the Chevy. Yeah, the Zuzu was the Chevy.
Oh, Mike Jimmy.
If Mike Jimmy ever came over here and saw the cars we drive, he'd freak out.
They're bigger than the roads in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. The Suzuki's got as good, but definitely not able to handle a Mini-Me. Yeah, well, it was made for the Mini-Me to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike Jimmy's been to Southern California. So he's familiar with the behemoths that we inhabit on the roadscapes over here.
Yeah, California is one that people commute for 5 hours to work.
And
And
go
it's only
2 blocks.
15.
They're only going 20 miles.
Yeah.
If that.
Oh,
No.
Maybe they need some roundabouts.
I was going doing a little bit of grocery shopping today, and because I've never retuned the radio in the Buick to stations other than Lindsay's praise music stations, I never turned the radio on. So I was trying to think of a parody version of Sounds of Silence, the new remake, and basically the theme was never drive in Atlanta. And I'm going, I should really write that out and show people why I don't sing. But no. Good night, Foxy. Or good night, Mike Jimmy. Excuse me.
Yeah, Mike.
He said something about the cars are bigger, but the actual seats are smaller. That's because we don't have bench seats anymore. I miss bench seats. How do you make out in bucket seats? It's not damned easy.
Nope.
Get a 4-door.
Still have bucket seats, honey.
In a truck, yeah.
And in any car, in a van. Used to be able to get 8 people in a van and just front and back. Forget the far back. Now you can only get 4 because they got bucket seats in them.
My van has a seat that is sleeping in the floor and has been for several years. because I use it as a cargo van. But it would seat 7. There are seat belts for 7 people. There's room for several more, but
I got a
I don't
good.
even know how you stack them, because you can stack them between those captain chairs in the back.
Now I got a good question for you. How do you spot? Okay, well, there's 3 guys riding in a truck. How do you spot the real cowboy?
he's the one in the bed of the truck.
No, 3 guys riding in the front of a truck. Which one's the real cowboy?
Okay.
One with the cowboy hat on?
No, they're all wearing
One sitting in
cowboy
the other
hats.
guy's lap.
The one in the middle. You know why? Because he doesn't have to drive and he doesn't have to get out and open the gates.
Oh God.
That
was gonna say
was
the one-
a lot cleaner than what I was expecting, Joe Dog. I'm proud of you.
Me too.
I was thinking the one in assless chaps. I don't know.
I was gonna say the one in the middle because it's a stick shift, so it's kind of like the saddle horn, and he's just holding on to it.
Got to keep it in 4th gear somehow. Oh Lord.
Thesis didn't understand that, but I do. I drove a dump truck. If you didn't have your hand on the shifter, she'd jump gear.
That's one thing I grew to appreciate on the dump truck on the farm. It wouldn't jump gear, but in order to get the best usage out of it under a load, you had to learn how to use that little pop up, pop down button on the side of the gear shift to split shift the transaxle.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of extra handles in the middle there that would actually work
Run
the
the bed.
hydraulics for the dump.
One's a PTO, the other one's up and down.
Yeah.
I did drive one truck that had 2 gear shifters. Oh God, I hated that fucker.
Oh, high-low range?
No. I mean, you're going down the road shifting with both hands and driving with your knee and trying to hit the clutch at the same time.
You put a clutch in a car nowadays, you got an automatic anti-theft device.
All right, guys, it's 11:30. I got to get out of here.
All righty.
I got to be back up at the facility tomorrow in the morning.
All right.
All right. I'll holler at y'all later.
You have a
Have a
good
good night,
night.
Joe Dog.
Good night.
Right, man.
Yes, I want to leave the studio. Yes. I hate this bullshit. You got to push leave 3 freaking times.
I have the most interesting friends.
I know a way he can leave without having to leave 3 times.
What? Kick him out?
No.
Close the browser window.
Close
No,
the
because
window.
they'll still want you to confirm. If you're trying to just close the browser window. Hold down the
Enlighten
power
us.
button on the computer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That'll get you out, but when you reboot, it'll try to put you back.
It will, because it's a hibernate instead of a true restart. Unless you go in and make that change.
Let's see.
Joe Dog left and we all got quiet.
That's all right. I have other things, other fish to fry, which is probably in this case the wrong thing to say.
Yes, Crow apparently ordered something called Botini Flakes or something like that. I guess it's some type of seafood, fish, shredded paper thin thing. I'm like,
Do
all
not
right.
know.
As long as they eat it, and as long as it wasn't horribly expensive, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Apparently, she wants to make rice balls with Misty, so I'm like, all right. It's something that gets them out of the room. It's something that gets them interacting with at least one of the two of us.
mm.
Yeah. So have you ever heard, speaking of fish, have you ever heard a cat that doesn't like fish?
Yes.
I got 5 of them.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So I cooked up some shrimp one night. Just kind of heated some shrimp up for the cats, just separate, before putting it in the butter and all that. They both sniffed it, and then they both went to their dry food.
Yeah, but they will occasionally eat trout. You feed them whitefish and they look at you like you're trying to poison them. They do not like cod. They're not that crazy about tuna. Tuna. What cat does not like tuna? Ours.
Mm.
Well, you
Now
got
they
to
do
run
like
in.
the different fish, like wet foods, but
Yep. I mean, it eventually gets eaten because Humoni is a vacuum, and he'll go around and go, "Oh, there's food. I don't like that, but I'll eat it because otherwise I'm starving to death." You know how cats are.
mhm.
Pardon me.
Yep. Let's see. Seen a few cats that turn up their nose at anything but yeah. I have too. Like Joe said, there's some that will eat um the tinned cat food that is fish, but open a tin of tuna and they run and hide. They will not touch it. Uh, and then again, I've seen cats that will, if your back is turned, they'll jump up on the countertop and eat an entire bag of hamburger buns. Um,
Hello.
oh,
Were you,
If I
speak
did,
of a cat and it arrives.
were your little pointy ears burning?
if I die and there's no one in the house but like me and the dog and Barry, Barry's gonna just start fucking cannibalizing me. I know it. Even if he has a full food dish, he'll be like, "Well, I gotta eat," you know.
Mm-hmm. Let's turn around and look. Uncle Dan's up there.
Hello, kitty.
Yep, not gonna look.
Oh, well. Probably don't have the right voice on.
So he can't hear you anyway because I got my headphones on.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Yeah. You got Daddy all in bed and asleep now?
I hope the dog went to bed. She stopped scratching at the door.
Oh, you're talking about yours.
Yes,
I'm like,
ours.
I don't see her in here.
No, no. I don't know which cats are in the house at any given time. Um, I was informed today that the neighbor has cats they were going to have fixed, but it turns out they're pregnant. I'm going, oh God, that means I'm going to have another 5 or 6
Mm-hmm.
because she's not going to feed them. She's going to try and lock them up in the barn. They're going to get out. They're going to come over here. They're going to be cute. And Lindsay's going to give them names. Then I'm stuck with them. Which, I like cats. I like dogs. I like pets in general of many varied species. But at this stage in my life, I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't wind up with new pets that are going to outlive me
Mm-hmm.
because that doesn't strike me as being fair.
Well, this will probably be the last gang that we have for that
Well,
very reason.
um, at the moment, all of ours are fixed except for one male who it's way too late and he's way too old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, about the only thing he can tackle now is a lovesick possum. Hey, if you ever hear stories about a long-haired orange possum running around North Georgia,
Possum Squatch.
I'm going, dude, just chill. You're old. Accept the fact.
Well, you know how some guys can be.
Never understood that either.
Sweet baby boy.
Oh.
What was it George Carlin said? Thou shalt never misbehave towards the provider of thou nuki.
Yep. Thou shalt always be honest and faithful to the rider of thy nookie, and thou shalt try really, really hard not to kill anyone, unless they pray to a different invisible man than you do.
Hey, I don't care which invisible man they pray to. Damn, I almost added a caveat in there that would have gotten political. I'm glad I stopped myself in time. My brain, I swear. It stopped developing when I was a child, but it was already adult sized. So, hence the sounds of silence parody that I was trying to compose in the car today. Oh, if I could sing, I would do that, but no, I can't sing. So,
Oh, I do shit like that even though I can't sing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I was tempted to record it and put it on YouTube. Yeah, I'm sitting there going, yeah, if my voice sounded like it does in my head, but no, I know better. That sounded like Kermit the Frog gargling used razor blades.
I don't know if I
God.
want to punish the world that much. To put my singing on YouTube. Although I guess technically I have every once in a while I start belting shit out here. So
True.
It'll be all right. It's not like anybody but Carl watches us. I mean,
Hey, we got 4 people in the chat.
Foxy, Kitty, Kiri,
Chris.
Chris, if he's, well, he hasn't said anything, but that doesn't mean he's not listening.
We had MJ for a while, and yeah, we had the Witzman dude. He'll be back. Watch the rest of it tomorrow.
Mac of all trades just popped in, so I guess somebody, I don't know, how many subscribers have I got?
More than 5, less than 5,000.
63.
We need to get him 6 more.
63.
That's what she said. 63.
Good Lord. Okay. That was unexpected, but don't think I'm going to break the 2 million mark anytime soon.
Hey, stranger things have happened. When
Really?
the secret humor group started, we figured, maybe 30 people. Guess how many?
Close to 300 now, isn't it?
Over 400.
Over 400.
holy shnikes!
Hey, at one time, Aphelion had 10 million readers.
Yeah. I had to decline somebody, though, who asked to be part of the group. Maybe 23, but my nephew is middle functioning autistic, and I'm like, nope, you're not coming in here, boy. I don't know how he found us, but
Don't know how, but he did, huh?
Mm-hmm.
yep. I'm like, your mama would freaking kill me, for one thing. For another thing, you don't need to be in here.
I'm still amazed when somebody buys a book and asks me to autograph it. Even after all this time. Oh.
So you don't have any new ones this year, do you?
There's supposed to be an audiobook for the Spaceport Bar stories coming out, but I have tried and tried and tried to get my publisher to get the other 2 books that he's had since the plague hit.
Then I'm not going to be able to buy a new one when you come down.
You've already got it. You've already got everything. Everybody's already got it. Well, most people I know of have already got everything I've got, and they're not going to want to spend cover price for an anthology that I have a 1,000 word story in.
You'd be surprised what my wife will buy.
Well, I don't know how many copies of any of that I've got left. They're packed in the closet from last year. I think it's getting down to the wire. I'd have to order some more. And because it's packed up in the closet, I don't know how many I've got, so I don't know how many I should order. But
Trey will spike by just to piss off naysayers, even if she has everything someone's already put out.
I have been tempted to collect some of the things that are previously published in anthologies, but the contracts have run out,
Mm-hmm.
along with other things in a similar theme, and just go ahead and go through Lulu and self-publish something just to get another one out. I'm tired of not having a new book out when I've got 2 finished.
I can understand that. Well, I've decided that I'm not going to stock up on the earlier books that I put out because I'm still going to have a lot of books to put on the table.
Yeah.
So when I think Rich got my last copy of Hunter's Ridge, not the last copy, still order more, but I'm not gonna. That's the nice thing about both my series is that you don't need to buy all of them to read one book. They stand on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Which reminds me, tell Carl to go ahead and check PayPal because I got the reminder today that I owed you guys money.
Oh, really?
So I have paid. Sorry it took so long.
That's not what we're worried about. What we're worried about is when is that damn book coming out? Yes. Sit there and smile.
Damn, I can't even whistle right now. To even pretend to be.
Yes.
It's in the works.
It's in the works. I done okay them fucking songs. What last year? And I think the cover's done.
I think I'm just going to step aside here.
Coward.
You're damn right I'm a coward.
I hear my mother calling. Your mother's dead. Exactly.
That's why it's coming through the walls.
Other people need to read those very good stories that I have already read and I'm waiting to buy my own copy of. Okay, dude?
And get you to autograph.
Remember, you don't have to buy your own copy. That was negotiated as part of the price for services rendered.
Okay, I still need my own copy with the autograph. To begin my collection of your books. Because you've got some more books than you. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, but the doctor says it should be a minor procedure to be able to get those removed.
Trust me, sometimes it ain't so minor getting them damn stories out.
Tell me about it.
You keep it up, Richie, and it's going to be more than a minor procedure to get her foot removed from you.
Well, I was going to say, never, mock a librarian. Those books will have to be surgically removed after that.
If surgery will even help.
No.
Might be reconstructive by that time. Oh dear.
Speaking of which,
yes,
we've got the cover for my new book is all done. It is delicious.
Excellent.
Good.
Now all I need is for my beta readers to get back to me, and I hope to have it out by November.
That would be excellent.
You don't want any readers that are betas. You want them to be sigmas. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong kind of beta. Never mind.
And as Dan was saying, Okay, Rich.
On that note,
And this time it is.
Mm-hmm.
yep. Basically, we got 5 more minutes to fill. Let's see. Everybody, plug your work. Joe, NDCD.
ndcd.org to find everybody who is currently on the show, and a few that are in the chat. You can find the links to all of our wares and be able to purchase and make us very happy for the upcoming Christmas season.
Indeed. Aunt Donna, you
I
have a new
just
book.
have a new book that's called The Luck of the Irish. Think about Babylon 5 with leprechauns.
Interesting concept. I'm
Yeah,
scared
yeah.
now.
Babylon 5 with leprechauns.
Mm-hmm.
Have you told Tockert this yet?
I don't think so.
He will be banging on the doors of your beta readers going, get this back to her so it gets published.
Give me the book. Give it to me.
The man
Tell him to
kind of
talk.
likes Babylon 5.
Tell him
Kind
to.
of.
Tell him to. Tell Sarah to get on the ball.
So, competence artists that have leprosy. All right, that's
Rich has a book coming out.
real soon.
If he knows what's good for him.
And an anthology of awesome stories that need to get the fuck out so people can read them.
And
Right,
Thesis is working on a story for me for the November issue of Aphelion, which will be issue 300. It's drug on a long, long time. Oh, and as always, you can find my stuff on NDCD. You can find some of it on Amazon. You can find my music on Bandcamp.
And isn't tomorrow First Friday?
tomorrow's the Bandcamp. The Bandcamp where you guys get all your money.
Yes, tomorrow is first Friday of the month. If anyone buys anything on Bandcamp, no matter who the artist is, the artist gets 100%. Bandcamp is not taking a cut. So go for it, folks. There's 9 albums of mine on there, and there's thousands of artists on Bandcamp that are absolutely amazing. If you don't fancy anything of mine, look around the website. You will find things in all different kinds of styles and genres, and it would be very beneficial to them, especially in this modern economy. And on that note, we've only got a few seconds left. Well, about 30 seconds, but who's remembering where the countdown clock is? I keep looking in the wrong place for it. So, hey, could be anything, but y'all just be excellent to one another and party on. That's about the best philosophy I can come up with.
That's
and
pretty
I
good.
know I copied that from somebody, but It
That's a
still
pretty good thing to
it
say.
still holds true.
Mhm.
Well, good night, my friends. We will reconvene this coven tomorrow, or whatever you
Not
want to call it.
recorded.
Not recorded, although several of the viewers of these shows wish it had been, but you got to join us live to find out what we get up to when we are unfiltered.
Yes, in the
And
blue plus yellow room.
Not
if that
everybody.
don't if that don't scare you, nothing will. Good night, everybody,
Good night,
and
folks.
have a great evening, and we shall see you anon.
Transmission overload. System will shut down. 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 System will shut down.